Welcome to Keep What You Earn, your judgment and jargon-free zone for entrepreneurs of all levels. Get ready to learn how to scale your business, save money in taxes, and create a business that grows your wealth. If it feels like the financial side of business is like eating your vegetables, well, then think of this podcast as the ranch dressing to make the process a little more enjoyable. My name is Shannon Weinstein. I'm a CPA and business owner on a mission to simplify money and empower others through knowledge. I hope this episode inspires you to take action, but remember that the information we share is for educational purposes only and is not individual tax advice. Now that we got that out of the way, let's start the show. While rapid and extraordinary growth is something that we all strive for, it seems, and we seem to celebrate as entrepreneurs, it definitely can come with its own set of challenges. And I actually get a lot of entrepreneurs coming to me looking around for CFO services when, and usually the symptom and actually the pain point that they feel is, hey, Shannon, we just grew super rapidly. Basically, what happened was they went through a growth spurt and they're realizing that they need bigger pants, bigger shoes, right? Now they have to go shopping for bigger things to serve their business. And this is something that a lot of entrepreneurs face. And even though it's something that we desire, a lot of us really want that type of growth. It really is super challenging when it's not at a steady pace, when you have some type of rapid growth spurt, because you have something unexpected hitting you. It's a stress test. Basically, if you don't have the right foundational elements in your business, rapid growth can actually kill your business, believe it or not. This is something that a lot of businesses don't realize, that when you don't have the right infrastructure, when you don't have the right systems in place, when you don't have, a financial foundation, then when you have rapid growth, when all of the sales start coming in, when the launch works, when the webinar hits, whatever it may be, then guess what? It's your customers are going to have nowhere to go, no way to buy from you, no way to engage with you in an effective way. And, things could crumble. So I don't want that to happen to you. So I'm going to give you some tips on how to manage rapid growth in your business. And the first and foremost thing, and this is something I always see people make a mistake with, is do not assume that your rapid growth is your new normal or that it is consistent. I'm going to say it again. Do not assume that rapid growth is the new normal or it's consistent. It can be very, very, very temporary. There are a lot of business owners I know who crossed 1 million, who sold a program, who had a launch, who maybe they got a certain type of client, right? And they immediately were like, oh my God, this is amazing. I'm making $1 million a year. I'm doing X, Y, and Z, right? It doesn't mean you will make $1 million every year. It just means that, hey, you scored a massive client. And actually that client contract that I'm thinking of was a short-term contract. So there was actually just a flux of cash that came in. And although that may feel like rapid growth, it is a growth in your revenue. However, when it comes to operating your business, massive client, massive scope, massive amount of money, and yet no systems to handle it. Number one, that was the case study, no systems to handle it. But number two was that they started operating as though, oh, I am $1 million business. And that's it goes both ways with this. One is, yes, you want to operate at the level above you. You want to assume, when it comes to your operations, you want to assume that you are a level higher than you are. You want to start acting like the business owner that manages the 7, the 8-figure business. Okay. However, don't get too excited when the money starts coming in and you see your first indication that you have the potential to be $1 million a year business, meaning you have a customer come in, you have a launch, something hits. Do not make the mistake of assuming that you now will get that every year. You have the capacity to, you have the potential to, but I'm here to tell you that as an accountant, as a CFO, what I want to do is regulate that emotional spike and say, okay, if we keep doing this, we should get the same result, barring any other external factors. But you want to make sure you know what to really expect, what is realistic, and not let your ego get inflated. So that's a big thing. Managing rapid growth is a lot of internal work on who you need to become to be at that next level. And part of that is adopting some humility and knowing that this one hit this time. Let's try again. And making sure that you don't assume it's going to happen again. All right, another tip. is, of course, I'm going to say it, build a financial infrastructure. Oh my gosh, you guys, you have to have a bookkeeping system, a payment system, a way to keep track of your money, a way to separate your business and personal. This is so, so, so crucial. I can't tell you how many business owners I know crossed a million or more rapidly and never had this stuff set up. Like they skipped a few chapters, okay? They just jolted up from elementary to high school and they forewent the whole awkward stage and they ended up, without any sort of foundation, and we had to build it from the ground up when it was too late. And it's never quote unquote too late, but when it wasn't easy anymore, I should say. It wasn't easy anymore to build. It wasn't easy anymore because we were dealing with cleaning up a mess and not starting from scratch. So I want you to think of it this way. It's much easier to organize your house before you move in, right? So if you are building a house, it makes sense to pick out your flooring before you decorate the house. And unfortunately, a lot of business owners are going out, picking up paintings and stuff to hang on the walls and furniture and all this stuff. And then later on, they're like, let's paint the walls and cut up the floor. And it's way harder to do that after you've already put so much crap on it and have to move it, right? In your business, there's a correct order of focus. And yes, we need to make money, but we have to in a very simple way. And it can be the most basic floor. It can be the most basic paint color. Pick something and run with it, right? Just to have something. But you don't want to be decorating an empty room with no flooring and no wall. You want to make sure you have the basic components installed. And that means your bookkeeping. That means having some type of financial system in place, like a bank account for your business, a credit card for your business. All of this stuff takes 5 minutes to set up. It's really not a big deal. But without having that sort of infrastructure, you have to make sure that you're ready for growth. You have to make sure you're ready for growth. You have to make sure that's set up. So another tip is understanding cash flow. So when you experience rapid growth, and this goes along to kind of my first tip, which was don't assume it's going to be regular. Cash flow is like your business's metabolism. Okay. So you've heard me use this analogy before, but I'm going to reinforce it. Cash flow is like your metabolism. If money is like calories in, calories out, let's just say that when you earn income, you're working out, right? You're burning the calories. And then when you are spending money, you are consuming, you're eating, right? So you're generating energy and then you're consuming the energy. So here is what I'm going to compare this to. So when you're in your business, it goes both ways. If you have a couple of beers and you go off your diet, quote unquote, it doesn't matter if your metabolism's great. Now, if you have crap metabolism, then going off a little bit can throw you off completely. And if you don't keep up with your workouts, let's say, and you have crap metabolism, you don't keep up with your steady workouts, that can derail you. And of course, this isn't super scientific, but it's the idea that it is your calibration. It is how you bring money in and spend money out of your business. And if you don't have a mastery of that, then what will end up happening is you will get fooled by your bank account. It will lie to you and it will say, hey, you have a lot of extra money. We should go spend it. Hey, we have a lot of money we can spend. And if your only question in your business, if you consider financial management, looking at your bank account and going, can I afford it? That is the most dangerous form of financial management, is looking at your bank account and just evaluating, can I afford it? Because what that question does not take into account is your future, the other things you've committed to, the risky income that may not come in, the fact that you have to wait to get an invoice paid from your customer, the fact that you have to pay your credit card bill tomorrow. These things are not in your head usually. You see the money in the bank account and you're like, cool, I got enough money to do X, Y, and Z today. And look, I'm guilty as charged too. I've been fooled by my bank account before, totally. But you have to make sure that you're looking through it to the cash flow. Looking at your bank account every day is like weighing yourself every day. It's going to fluctuate. It's going to be a function of everything you've done up until that point, but it should not tell you the future. And you shouldn't completely identify or make decisions based on that one single metric. And this is one of those things when you're growing rapidly, you're going to feel like you have more in the bank than you have before. And you're going to want to say yes to a lot of opportunities. My answer to that is if it's really rapid growth, you want to go back to, hey, instead of, you know, saying yes to all these new opportunities, let's refocus. We have new capital. Let's strategize. Let's sit and think about it. And what can we fix? What can we build? What can we repair in the existing business before we jump to the next sexiest thing? I have seen so many entrepreneurs get really excited. They grow rapidly. They go invest in X, Y, and Z. And then, you know, the money isn't always there the next year. And then they regret it because they're like, I wish we just reinvested back into the business and hired better people, gave people raises. Instead, we did, X, Y, and Z investments toward a new coach or a new mastermind or whatever. And I'm not knocking those investments, by the way. But what I am saying is really look back at your team, look back at your systems. And if you are growing rapidly, invest in the next level of those things, 100%. And my last tip is start thinking strategically. Start thinking strategically. Get out of the tactics and start thinking strategically about your business. You really have to get clear when you're growing rapidly. It means that you're accelerating. Your foot is on the gas pedal. You got to be really clear about where your destination is because you're going to get there pretty quickly from a financial standpoint. So you want to be really clear on what is the destination we're going for. Stay focused and stay strategic in everything that you do so that you're not getting distracted. That is a big, big thing. It's so easy to fall victim to distraction. It's so easy to get detoured because you have the extra fuel to get you there to your destination. I'd say don't let it distract you. Head out using the best route possible. And keep in mind that strategy is not a bad thing. Strategy will just keep you on the straight and narrow toward your goal so that you can achieve it a lot faster and with more satisfaction. I hope you enjoyed today's episode. I hope you find these tips helpful regarding your rapid growth in your business. If you are experiencing rapid growth in your business and you want some help, hit me up for a power session. I love talking to business owners who are going through some type of growth spurt and really want to get everything right before they grow any further. If you're interested, shoot me a text message. Text me the word POWER, POWER, to 860-609-6374. I'll talk to you soon. Sometimes don't you wish you could just Google or ask ChatGPT what is deductible for your taxes? I wish it were that easy, but the truth is that deducting something can really vary, and it's really hard to get a straight answer for your business in particular, but I made something to help. My free tax deduction guide walks you through hundreds of example tax deductions that can apply to your business, along with a mini training on what actually makes something deductible so you can add more to your list and cater it to your specific industry or type of business. This is all for free, and it's at the link in the show notes. Go check it out. Thank you so much for listening. If you enjoyed this episode, please leave a rating and review on your podcast platform. This small action goes a long way for podcasters to get our message heard by more business owners just like you. Be sure to check out the show notes for links to information about our guests and ways to get in touch with me. We'll see you on the next episode.